Okay, welcome back. And today is day 3. Today is the best day. If it's super dark in here, it's because it's quite late. I just got back from an event and I'm just so excited to deliver this call today because this is the one that I think I really struggled to get my head around and almost struggle to find this content for free. A lot of what I'm teaching in this one today is stuff that I've had to pay for because this is the most crucial part to manifesting and achieving your goals and how we basically rewire your subconscious. So let's dive straight in to the good stuff. So I want to just quickly recap what we've gone over and why this is the kind of like the logical next step for us to take. So we've set our intentions of what you want to achieve over the next 7 days, or you might have done it over a bit of a longer period, over 30 days, a year, whatever you want to do, whatever you set your intention as. We've learned what the laws of the mind were, how it takes everything personally. So we have to watch how we talk, watch how we speak, what kind of stuff do we talk about, what kind of content are you consuming on social media, on TikTok, what kind of films are you watching? Like all of this is seeping into your subconscious. We spoke about all those laws. We spoke about how manifesting actually works, so how the mindset works and how our thoughts create feelings and our feelings create actions and those actions produce results. And then there is a whole other side of manifesting, which is all about your frequency, which you can go away and learn. There is so much stuff on that. If you read through like Abraham Hicks, Dr. Joe Dispenza, there is a lot of free content around that. And we now understand that there is 2 parts to the mind. There is the conscious part, which is the logical part that we think with, and there is the subconscious part, and that is the part that produces 95% of our reality. And within our subconscious mind, that's where we hold a lot of our limited beliefs, and those are the things that are holding us back from our goals and our dreams. And then we learn about what the RAS is. It's the reticular activating system. It's the nerves, the part of whatever you call it, the front of your brain, which basically filters through all the information that we're seeing throughout the day. And it either gets rid of things that it doesn't think is important to us, and it keeps things that it thinks are important to us. So once you start to change your belief system, you're going to get a different filter through your RAS, which means you're going to start to see different things in your reality, and you're going to see different opportunities that were always there, but you just couldn't see them because your brain filtered them out as being not important. And we identified what limiting beliefs are holding us back. So you went through all that stuff I spoke about yesterday, you did all your homework, and now you've got your limiting beliefs written down. You know what it is that you believe to be true about money, about relationships, about health, whatever your intention was. And now we're going to rewire your subconscious with better beliefs that are going to serve you better in the direction of your goals. If you haven't done yesterday's homework, just wait until you've done that before you do this, else this isn't going to make any sense. So some of my favorite tools, I touched on this a little bit yesterday, but these are the ones I'm going to talk through very briefly today. We've got awareness, which you did yesterday by doing the homework. Once you shine light on the shadow part of yourself, it's no longer in the shadow. So awareness alone can really start to shift a lot of things. In fact, I've been doing this alongside you because I want to make sure that I practice what I preach. And already we're on day 3 and I manifested €100 that I completely forgot somebody owed me for an Instagram collab. And they messaged me and they're like, what's your PayPal? And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, forgot about that. So things are already starting to happen since I started to just do the awareness. Affirmations. I'm going to talk about this a bit more when we dive into the human design part of this in one of the other videos. But affirmations can be so powerful when you have an undefined ajna because you're very susceptible to being able to change your mind to a new belief. If you have a defined ajna, you're going to work better with subliminals. And visualization, this is really good if you have like outer vision within your human design. Again, I will talk through this on the human design one, but visualization is really good, especially if you can get into the feeling of feeling your new goals, your new beliefs, what it is that you're going after. Gratitude, again, it's all about that feeling. Gratitude alone isn't going to be enough to just be like, thank you for my house, thank you for water, thank you for my bed. You've got to really feel it inside. Like that real gratitude is a feeling, not just something you tick off a list. And that's going to really, again, it helps if you have feeling in your human design, which I do. So these things work really well for me when I can really feel into my visualization, when I can really feel into gratitude. That's going to really help me to manifest. Breath work, I freaking love this. There are so many different ways you can view breath work. It could simply just be breathing, and there's like certain breathing techniques that I will teach when I'm going to do a day about nervous system, because I just think it's extremely important. So that's going to help you to have different reactions to things. So let's say every time you get a big bill, you freak out and you start to like go into like fight and flight, fawn and freeze, and you like just, you can't cope. It's so much panic is happening and your brain is going crazy. Certain types of breath work can really help you in those instances to calm your body and to calm your nervous system. So one of my favorite ones, especially in the moment when you feel like you're like, I can't do this. Oh my God, everyone hates me. Oh my God, everyone's judging me. I'm so shit at this business. I'm going to fail. I've got no money. Bills are coming out. And you know, that kind of like panic you get in your stomach where it's like worrying, that feeling of worry, that feeling of anxiety. You can breathe in for 4 through your nose and you can breathe out for 8 through your mouth, and do that for as long as you need to do until that feeling subsides. And you're literally changing the reaction in your body, which starts to send out different signals to your body about the situation. Because if you, when you think about money, you panic, why would you manifest more of that? So when we can calm our nervous system, we can change the way we feel about money. And this can also be really handy if you're talking on stage, if you're doing a live, if you're about to do something that really scares you, something like this, then that can really help you. There's also one called box breathing, where you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. Again, that's a really good one. It's called box breathing, and then it's a very similar thing. And then there's another thing called breath work, where you actually lie down and you do this specific type of breathing with your stomach. Again, it's all about nervous system regulation and calming your body down, because your body holds on to trauma. When we don't release emotions and we don't process emotions at the point when they're happening, trauma gets stored in the body. And this could have been stored since you were a child. So maybe you were shouted at and you were told don't cry, like, or stop crying, and so then you held that emotion and you're like, okay, I'm not going to cry, and you hold that emotion in your body. It becomes trapped within your body. And so breath work and nervous system regulation, any kind of like somatic kind of practices, is really going to help you to like get that out of your body, that literally moves the energy out of your body. So there's a specific type of breath work where you lie down, you do particular breathing. What I might do with some of these things, because I don't have time to go through every single one, I might just give you some tools, some free tools that I found, and I'll put them into the Facebook group, and then you can go off on your own and try it. EFT tapping. Oh, no, forgiveness. So this is really, really good if when you're doing this process, if some memories came up and you were like, well, there was this time that my dad did this or my mum did this or whatever. Forgiveness is unbelievably powerful. I have a meditation from Catherine Zenkina, which is Honoponopono, and it's a forgiveness meditation where you cut the cord and you do it very energetically, and you, by forgiving them, you're kind of like, again, letting go of them energetically, letting go of that moment, training your mind and your body to look at that moment completely differently. Because if it's holding you back, there's no point holding on to that anger and resentment and frustration. And maybe you're angry at money for not being there for you, whatever it might be. There's going to be forgiveness that you'll need to do. That's really powerful. EFT tapping, hands down, one of my favorite. Absolutely. I will talk about it all the time. I talk about it all the time on my TikTok. And I do tapping with Brad because his is free, or you can pay for Gala Darling, or you can just do your own. I think I've got a slide in here, so I'll give you an example of how I do it. Subliminals, like I said, really great if you've got a defined ajna, which I do. So it's listening to something on repeat, but it's mixed into music. And so I think I was thinking about doing some subliminals for the group. So I will let you know if I do that. And I will also give you some free resources. And then, like I said, nervous system regulation, that's a big one. So I think I'm going to do a whole day on that because that's a big topic. So one of the first things that you can do, obviously you can do all those things that I just told you just now. You can literally do anything. Any of these things is going to change the neural connections within your brain. So you can do any of these. But I'm going to give you some examples, and then you can try them all and be like, okay, what feels good? What felt like it shifted something? What created results? Like, you don't need to do all of these. You could pick a few, like whatever you feel is going to really change something for you. And it really is just trial and error. So one thing actually that I would say, everybody do this part, because this is the part that's going to push you to actually do the work. And this is because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes this stuff sounds too easy. I mean, the hard part was looking at my limiting beliefs and really owning up and being like, yeah, you know what, I'm holding myself back. You know what, I don't believe I'm good enough to make 10K a month. Those things can be hard to really acknowledge. But then when they're like, oh, just like shake and rage dance and do some breath work and write down your gratitudes and stuff, I'm like, there's no way that's going to change my life. I need to hustle and grind and push and force. There's no way doing these things can change my life. And so often I will procrastinate. I'm like, I've not got time now. Oh, well, my husband's in the other room. He can hear me. Like, how cringe when I'm like tapping. So often, like, I think we think it's too easy. So let's not even try, you know? So by getting leverage, you're going to have something that's going to push you to do this thing. It's going to push you to actually do the inner work and to stop procrastinating and stop saying, oh, well, you know, I've got loads of work to do. It's probably more productive if I just hustle a bit more. And then we don't hustle, do we? We end up watching Netflix or scrolling or whatever. So list out all the painful consequences and everything you're missing out on by holding on to all of these lies and these beliefs, because these beliefs that we're telling ourselves, they're not true. They're not true. Like, a belief isn't fact, is it? They're two completely different things. So these beliefs that we're holding on to, they're not even true. They are lies that we are telling ourselves to keep ourselves small, to keep ourselves comfortable, because that's what our parents told us was the truth. So list out all the painful consequences. What will happen if you don't change? And I want you to write these down in your notebook and get a bit brutal here with yourself. Okay, if I don't change my belief about money, well, I'm going to keep struggling. Maybe you're going to keep getting into debt. Maybe you're never going to be able to get yourself out of your overdraft. Maybe the bills are going to keep piling up because inflation's going to get worse. And you know how everyone talks about how bad things are in the economy or whatever. And maybe you start to believe that. And then things get harder and harder. Maybe you get less and less work. And then you have more kids and they need more things. And then you have to say, no, sorry, you can't go on that school trip. No, sorry, we can't go to Disneyland. You might have to say to your husband, oh, I can't have any more kids because you can't afford it. Like, list out all the worst case scenarios if you don't change these limiting beliefs. If you do nothing to do your life, what's the worst case scenario, right? Because that's going to really help you to look at that and be like, shit, if I don't change, this is what my life is going to look like. And it's going to push you to actually do the change. So I've given you some small basics around nervous system, but I am going to do more of an in-depth day. I think I might do that tomorrow. So there's fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And basically, this is how we react in certain situations where there is a trigger or a trauma. So if we were brought up to believe that money is really hard to come by, you have to work really hard, you have to bring yourself into the ground and burn out, then whenever we try to make more money or we try to push past a certain level, we might find ourselves being triggered into one of these states. And for me, mine's a mixture of all of it, but I really do freeze a lot of the time. Fawn is like people pleasing and bending over backwards and being a pushover and stuff. And you know, the other ones, like fight is getting reactive, flight is running away from the problem. So that could be like quitting your business when things get tough or whatever it might be. And mine, I freeze. So I procrastinate. I stop taking any action because I start to like question everything that I'm doing. I don't think I'm good enough. I'm like, it's not perfect. That person's doing it this way. Is this the right way or is that the right way? And I really I'm like, oh, I get like stuck. And it is honestly so debilitating. And I honestly believe that I am stuck in that spot and there's no way I can move. And it's honestly, when you're in it, you're like, what the fuck? But if you can start to acknowledge what's going on and really just without judgment, just see it and be like, right, I can see that I'm in freeze. I can see it because I've been sat here for an hour scrolling on fucking TikTok. I'm in freeze. So then here are some things that you can do to move the energy out of your body. And what I love about this is I pretty much do this work every single day because if I'm going towards a goal, I want to just see where I'm at in my belief system. So I might do that numbers thing where I'm like, okay, out of 10, how much do I believe that I'm going to manifest or create in my business £3,000 this month? Then I'll write down all the reasons why I don't believe it's possible, what's going on. I write down all the reasons why if I don't change, what's going to happen. And then you might start to feel a lot of angst in your body. You might start to feel a lot of uneasy emotions within your body. And this is where your nervous system regulation can be so powerful. So you're looking at that list and you just want to shake your whole body, shake it all out, shake your legs. I normally put on Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, stick my headphones in and just go crazy around the room, like really shake your head. It's honestly so cathartic. You could scream into a pillow. This is going to be one of my new favorites. My friend actually told me to do it today. And I was like, you know what? I really feel like it's like stuck in my throat, like the anger and the frustration about certain things. So I'm just going to scream into a pillow when no one's in the house. the breathing that I spoke about, in for 4, out for 8. And dancing is a really good one. Dancing is actually a really good one to do like in the morning. So me and my son will have a dance party in the morning, and I can see how it changes his energy and his physiology. I can really see that in him. So I really want him to learn as well how to handle his emotions in a safe space that allows him to also express himself. Because a lot of these problems, I guess if you want to call them that, but a lot of these things are because we're stuffing down emotions and we're not dealing with them in the moment. So if I can teach him, okay, he's upset about something, okay, well, let's deal with this now. Don't stuff it down. I'm not going to tell him to not cry. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Okay, you're angry. Punch a pillow. Okay, you've got so much energy. And like kids will talk about this. They'll say like, so much energy, I can't get it out of my body. And they might go a bit crazy before bedtime. Okay, let's have a dance party before bed. Like, let's get it out your system. And you're going to start to notice that everything just kind of like, you can just drop back into your body. You can just relax again. And this could help, especially when you're in a trigger as well. So if you find that you're at a party or it's Christmas and someone says something about money and it's your family and you're so triggered, go into the bathroom. I do this all the time. Go into the bathroom and just shake and do your breathing. It's so powerful. EFT tapping. Oh, I don't know why that text hasn't changed. Never mind. I'm just going to roll with it because we're only human and I'm not going to get triggered. So excuse the text because that is wrong. So EFT tapping is when you tap on the meridian points. There are some incredible studies. I'll actually see if I can find them and I'll pop them into the Facebook group about why this stuff works. It is mind-blowing, like the scientific studies they did on people. Sorry, there's a giant spider in the room. They did on soldiers with PTSD, and they had them do tapping every day, and then they measured basically where they were at with their PTSD, and the results were just mind-blowing. So this helps to rewire your subconscious beliefs. Tapping with bread, like I said, one of my absolute favorites, but you can also do your own tapping. So you basically start by tapping on the karate chop point, which is on your hand. I'm just holding my mic so I can't really show. There. But if you follow along with his videos, you just copy what he's doing and say what he's saying. But the good thing about doing your own is that it's really personalized to your own beliefs that you have around the intention you're trying to create. So let's say you wanted to manifest this week £1,000, and then you wrote down all the reasons why you didn't think it was possible, why you didn't believe, why you didn't trust, why you weren't confident. Then you're going to tap those out. So you're going to say, I just don't know where this money's going to come from. It feels so weird to me that I'm going to just manifest money out of nowhere. Like, I need to work hard for money. So like, what am I going to sell? I need to know the how. And also it just feels really uncomfortable because what am I going to do with all that excess? And then you just keep going, talking through all the negatives until you've got every single thing out of your mouth and out of your brain. Often when we do this mindset work, we think we can't talk negatively. I don't want you to keep stuffing this shit down because it's still in there and it's still talking chatter in the back of your head. So you have to find a way to get it out. And that's why talking it out is going to be so beneficial. So you're going to talk through every single negative thing that you wrote down. You might find that new things come up as you start to go through this. And you'll be like, I'm just so angry at my mum because she said this when I was younger and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it might be. Get it all out your system. And then you're going to talk through all of the reasons why this does work, how it could work, how it's happened in the past. What evidence can you think of? I'm going to talk about evidence stacking in a second. So you could add that in. So you could do some evidence stacking, which I'll talk about in a moment. Then you can add that into your tapping and be like, well, actually, there was that time when my grandma just gifted me £300. So it actually can be super easy. Somebody could just send me some money, or I could just sell some stuff on Vinted, and just keep going, and then do some deep breathing afterwards, and then see how you feel. Mark yourself again out of 10 out of those points. And where are you still feeling some resistance? Well, then tap again on that point again and just see what else is coming up, because it might be a deeper belief underneath there. So that's one of my absolute favorites because I get the best results with that one. And it's something you can do really easily. I do it in the car a lot. I'm like, where am I at with my goal? And I wanted to talk about the table legs when we talk about a belief system, because when we have a belief system, it's obviously been there for a really long time. We really do believe it. We think it's true. Okay, I will say that. No, it's not fact, but to our brains and to our minds, we believe it to be true. So we have these table legs, which is like the evidence stacking up this table of belief. And there's all these legs underneath, and we want to just knock out these legs one by one so we can get rid of the belief. And you will have a lot of evidence built up over your life that proves your belief to be true. And also your brain's going to look for it. If you believe that money is hard, your brain's going to be like, yeah, let me just show you all the ways that money is hard. And let me just stop showing you the ways that money are easy, because you're not interested in that. You care that money is hard. So I'm going to show you ways it's hard. And you're going to keep manifesting that into your life. So you're going to have a lot of evidence. So we want to like poke holes in the story. We want to use some logic to negotiate and be a bit like, well, if that's true, then why is it so-and-so on Instagram is experiencing this completely different life? If what we say is true, if money is hard, why isn't it hard for them? Why isn't it hard for everyone? So maybe it can't be true. Maybe it's not fact. And just start to poke holes in your story about why this doesn't quite add up to being something that is actually factual. Otherwise, it would be affecting every single person, right? If it was like the law of gravity, well, you know, you can't really say that's a belief system, that's fact. So your beliefs aren't true. It isn't 1000% fact. And you want to stack evidence to prove the opposite. And remember, the subconscious can't hold opposing beliefs. So which are you choosing? And this is why if we could knock down all the logic and find some evidence to support the opposite to this belief that you have that money is hard, and start to feed this new belief that money gets to be easier and more calm, and you get to have more freedom and more time and all these things, start to feed this new belief, because you're going to start stacking more evidence towards this new belief. So what are the new beliefs, and what would reinforce the possibility of what you do want to create and experience? That would create the reality that you do want. And this is what I'm talking about. Stop feeding this old narrative. And what do you want to create instead? What's a new belief that you would love to have instead of this one that you have? So if you think money is difficult and requires hard work, well, I'd like money to be easier. I would like money to be more fun. I would like money to flow to me from multiple different areas of my life, not just my business. You know, what are these new beliefs that you want? And what would actually create the life that you wanted? If you thought about your dream life, or the money that you're making, let's say the intention that you set for £1,000. Okay, well, what does that person believe about money if she's easily making £1,000 a week? Well, she must believe that she's worth it. She must believe that she gives enough value to deserve that. She must believe that she can hold it and take care of it and spend it wisely. She must believe she likes money and loves money and treats it with respect. And list out any evidence you already have that's backing up that new truth. And this is what I mean about evidence stacking. Find more evidence, and surround yourself with more and more people who are living the life that you want, who have the things that you want, because they are going to provide so much evidence. If you go through my newsfeed on my Instagram and my TikTok, it's a bunch of entrepreneurs, millionaire, billionaires, coaches, all these incredible, amazing people, because I want to surround myself with people that are evidence to me that it's possible. And then anchor in the new truth by embodying the version of you that's already living this new belief system. So if you started to believe something, there's something new. If you believe that money was easy and flowy and fun, how would that version of you act? How would she speak? Who would she hang around with? What content would she consume? And start acting as if you were that person. And I will do a video on embodiment, because that's like the next kind of step. So please let me know if you've got any questions, if you're confused at all. What I will do is probably like on the last day, I will just wrap it all up so you've got the bullet points of how to do this. So like how to change limiting beliefs, so you can just do that thing over and over and over again, because after these 7 days, I want you to be able to go away, and every time something comes up as a limiting belief, every time you've got a goal and you're struggling to hit it, I want you to be able to do this process to deal with it. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm so excited to see what you guys manifest. And please let me know your wins, and let's do this.